As you didn't see last video because the recording was so blurry, Midnight Dreams is a block-pushing puzzle game with overlapping levels. What this means in practice is that every level is divided into 3 layers so that, for example, the box you need to activate a button is in a different dimension, and so you need to travel through it by either solving another smaller puzzle or later on by harnessing the power of the banana mask given to you by a mysterious figure. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. When I was making YAG, my first and so far only long-term game dev project, I didn't have much of a plan while making levels besides knowing that I wanted to make 30 of them. This made me want to get well acquainted with a bullet expeditiously, so this time around I planned out the broad categories I wanted to hit to have, fingers crossed, a good and fun sense of progression as you get through the game. So I divided the levels into 6-7 categories. Introduction, which is just for setting the tone of the game. Have you ever played a Sokoban game before, which teaches you how to push boxes into buttons? Meeting Fellows, which introduces the dimension shifting mechanic through mazes as well as setting up lore. Pushing Blocks Cubed, block pushing puzzles with the dimension mechanic. Things get real, more puzzles and more lore. Uh-oh, the player now controls dimension shifts, and ending which, well, you get the idea. The actual number of levels in each category will vary as I, actually make them. But the idea is that the more narrative-y categories will have less levels than the more puzzle-y categories, and especially the very first ones, which don't really feature the main gimmick, are gonna be done and dusted with the quickness. They're just there to make sure the player knows how to move around the level. In fact, I'm already done with those first 2 categories, at least the first draft. Hello, this is Live Sand speaking to you live as I'm recording this footage. No script here. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of the actual levels in this Have You Ever Played a Sokoban Game Before category. It starts very simple, you just have to put this here, and there's a little thought bubble which is going to be returning from the main bitsy Trinitary game. You saw 1 line of this, or 2 lines, in the previous footage, and that's all you're getting for now. But one thing that's also here is NPCs, which you can also talk to, and which I'm also keeping very well hidden for now. This is level 2, it teaches you about the 2 different types of buttons. You have toggle buttons, which are held in their position when you press them, and there's hold buttons like the ones we saw earlier, which need you to keep them held with some kind of box, for example. This is still simple enough. Then we move on to the last level in this Have You Ever Played a Sokoban Game Before category, which I'm keeping small because, as I mentioned, this is just for the player to understand the most basic mechanics. But as you can see, this last one is a little bit more complex. This is asking you truly, okay, have you really played a Sokoban game before? And I'm not too sure I want to reveal how to solve this, especially not before any kind of playtest. I've already bugged my friends to hell about playing this, and surprisingly, some even enjoyed it, which is a very good sign. But, it's very good to have people play this, and I might need a bigger pool to experience this gaming extravaganza, so stay tuned for that, maybe? Well, yes, but that's basically the state of progress, right? You can push boxes into buttons as you could before. You can, move between levels. All of that is there. It's a little bit more polished. There are now these lines, right, which show you what each button connects to. The player now animates, which is rather lovely. There are now actual sound effects, which is fantastic. You would not believe what a world of difference sound design makes. And there's even boring stuff like boss menus that work. Wow. But yeah, that's state of progress. I'll see you when I see you. Still working every single day on this, so who knows, maybe sooner than you think you might be able to experience a little bit of it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.